Hey everyone, hope you're having a good night. I'm just going to pull some cards and see what messages we get from Spirit, kind of what they want us to know. It's like evening, I was guided to do a reading. I feel like the energy's been really weird lately again, but I don't really want to kind of go into that too much. So I'm just going to kind of pull cards and see what we get. The only thing I'm really getting strongly from Spirit is patience. Like, try to be patient with yourself. Try to be patient with the process, with the timing. Like, you'll understand everything, like, as it unfolds. And, like, some of you are going to start seeing it really soon. Like, next few days, few weeks. Just try your hardest to just be patient with, like, everything, I guess. With everything. All right, well, I'm just going to pull some cards. They just wanted me to tell you guys that. Like that. Okay, so on the bottom, we got loss and back and forth. Didn't we get these last time? Like, I'm pretty sure these are the exact cards last time. We got very similar cards, but in a different order. So we got back and forth and loss. It feels like some of you guys are... This is not the same message as we got last time, though. It feels like this energy of feeling like you're going back and forth. Like, you go from present energy to, like, something in the past. Present energy to something in the past, the future. Like, kind of all over the place. And what you might not realize is every time you're going back to these old memories and emotions and situations, you're actually grieving and you're feeling emotions and things you didn't feel before. You're helping to actually let it go and release it. And it feels like it's helping you guys to feel a little bit lighter, to trust the process a little bit more, to go with the flow more. Like, maybe some of you are getting perception changes as you're feeling them, but I also do get the feel, like the sense, like, emotions are just very up and down right now. Like, you might feel fine one minute and then it's like you're emotional and then, like, you're fine and then you're angry and then it's like, but it could be about the same situation too, because that is kind of all over the place. It doesn't feel like the energy of you're kind of going back and forth with what you want or, you know, stuff like that. It more so feels like just kind of emotional back and forth with things, or things you thought you maybe had dealt with, or things you didn't even realize like needed to be dealt with, or kind of coming back up. So we got the vast universe, dark thoughts, and then we got playing it safe, professional assistance, and they came out like that. So with the vast universe, dark thoughts, I love how the energies actually look similar, like the actual energy and these look similar. So a lot of your spiritual path seems kind of unknown. You might have like a big picture of it, like, you know, something's going to happen. You might know what's going to happen, but you don't know what it looks like, how it's going to happen, when it's going to happen, all of that. And it might be causing you to have anxiety, to have fears come up, kind of overthink situations, wonder if things are going to happen for you, just pretty much any type of shadow energy. So anything that is just a little bit heavier, a little bit like darker. Usually it's the emotions and feelings we don't want to feel and deal with, the thoughts we don't want to deal with. Okay, like that. That's the best way to say it. But what you don't realize is you've actually been holding yourself back. And Spirit is guiding you. So the play it safe and professional assistance goes with this. And kind of what I'm getting from them is like where you've kind of held yourself back, where you kind of have kept yourself small, like Spirit's guiding you with this. So even though you can't really see what's coming ahead of you, you're also empowering yourself. You're also healing yourself. You're starting to come into this energy where you're recognizing what those thoughts are and those feelings are, or you're going to be if you're not in this right now. That all of those have purposes too. All those uncomfortable feelings and those fears, all of that has a purpose too. And it's helping you see the past and helping you clear things that are blocking you, things that are getting in your way, perceptions that are getting in your way, feelings. So like an example of that is like for people who have like control issues, like we all do, right, in some sense, but it's like you need to know things to feel safe. So then you try to kind of control everything, or you need to know what's going to happen. So that is not a part of who you actually are. It's just a coping skill you've learned to keep you safe. And what Spirit's doing is they're blocking you from being able to know that, to help you sit in the discomfort of the unknown, to help you see that it's safe, to help you clear all of the things that are now coming up and all the thoughts and fears that are coming up, to help you understand them, to help you calm them, to learn a new coping skill, to help you deal with things in like a more stable, solid, positive way. So they all have their purpose. A thought's a thought is not a reality. And most of the time it relates to something in our past that we haven't dealt with or we're not seeing clearly. So if you're having fears and worries coming up, just kind of look at where it stems from or what it relates to or why it's coming up. Self-reflection is what Spirit's saying. So do self-reflection. So whatever that means for you. I like to ask myself questions. Sometimes people like to journal. Sometimes I'll type notes in my phone about stuff. Sometimes I'll talk in the mirror, or I'll just go outside and talk to Spirit. So whatever kind of works for you. Oh, these are like flying out. Ooh, okay. We got heart chakra and spiritual union with positive movement forward. Shadow. Funny because it's 818 and I've been seeing that all day. Actually, like a few times after each other I was seeing it. So partnerships and alliance and heartache and loss. Keep getting the partnerships and alliance card. We got universe and throat chakra. So this is the universe card is very much like the vast universe card in the other deck. Okay, hold on. The suffering and silence card. Some of the feminines might be daydreaming and thinking about future things. If you are, there's nothing wrong with that. Like some of you guys are actually trying to manifest what you want and what you desire. With the throat chakra and universe. So some of you guys definitely are getting some throat chakra stuff. We've been doing this kind of the last few days. So you'd be feeling kind of stuff from the bottom of your throat kind of to nose-ish area. So think sinus, throat area. Okay. Ears can be affected. You're getting some upgrades. You might actually feel like you can't communicate that well or as well as you normally do. Some of you guys might be feeling more inclined to communicate and speak your truth. What I'm getting is like there's an energetic balance coming. So it's people who don't really say how they feel are going to be starting to speak up more, starting to speak their truth and what they want. People who kind of say things in a way that's not always the most productive are going to be seeing kind of how they communicate and helping them to say things in a way that it's more clear and intentional rather than like abrasive and hurtful. I just keep getting this energy, this very specific energy where it's like this energy of somebody wanting to communicate and just like they're holding back tears. It doesn't feel like sadness. It feels like some type of just emotional conversation, like somebody wants to have, either you or another person wants to have with you, like tell you how they feel about something. But I'm just getting this energy like they're scared to talk about it for some reason. But I am getting this sense for some of you that you're like in Spirit saying it, like you're going to have some type of emotional conversation, like Spirit's guiding this. So especially if you're not communicating with somebody or there's communication issues right now and something's not, because they're saying like we're halting certain communications because you're supposed to be focusing on yourself and your own journey. So if that's going on for you right now, just kind of focus on yourself and see let that be what it is. Don't try to worry about it. Don't try to control it. Kind of focus on you and what's going on with you. And there's a reason why you're not communicating with that other person. It might be like we got a lot of matching numbers. It might be a spiritual lesson for one or both of you. You guys might need to heal some stuff. There might be something shifting with that. Okay. So just try to trust the journey as much as you can. And if it's out of your control, release it to Spirit, We got heart chakra and spiritual union. They had me do 2, 2, 2. Feels like we're going to go in order with these, so I'm going to do it the way they came out. Some of you are definitely, I can feel the energy as I'm saying this right here and right here. Third eye and heart chakra. Some of you guys are working on healing the past and opening your heart chakra more so you can come into like a fresh start or a new beginning in your relationship. Some of you, it's a rekindling in like a relationship, or the start of a new relationship. Definitely, I'm hearing the spiritual union, and the words are spiritual union, but I'm hearing from spirit, they're actually saying the word spiritual union. So if this is for you, you'd be opening your heart chakra, you'd be releasing a lot, you'd probably be feeling a lot of energy in your heart chakra as this is going on. You would definitely feel the energy as I'm saying this to you. You would feel it. Like, you don't need my words, you would just feel it. Positive movement forward in shadow. So especially with relationship stuff, Spirit's saying like you might not be seeing stuff on the outside right now. And even if you're not, it doesn't mean that it's not moving forward. Like when things are moving backwards, it's an illusion. Like it's not a truth. And you're always moving forward, even when it seems like you're moving backwards. But they're saying like things are right, like on path, like they're exactly where they need to be. If you're not seeing them, and most people are not seeing them, especially like divine counterparts and relationship stuff, you're not seeing the future because you're not supposed to be, because you're working on your shadows, you're working on your traumas, you're working on empowering yourself, you're working on knowing what your needs are, you're working on integrating energies, you're working on your soul coming into like alignment and unison with the human part of you. So your soul wants things, it pulls you toward things, but the ego kind of gets in the way. There's the fear, there's the trauma, there's the conditioning. And so we're trying to get in balance, with the energy. So the masculine and feminine are learning to balance right now internally, like within themselves and, each other, balancing our relationships, just making sure that we're doing things from like heart-centeredness and not from trauma and from ego. So we're learning how to work with our soul energy and the human stuff. It's really exhausting as you're doing things like that, because you're also releasing parts of you that you thought were you that are not you. That as you're healing it, you're realizing that this isn't even me. You might start realizing things you actually liked were really you just being, hold on, I'll talk. Okay. Like, so there might be things that you used to like, or things you were kind of drawn to or attracted to, or could be people, could be all different types of stuff that you maybe liked, or you're attracted to, you're drawn to, you kind of felt pulled to. And you should be getting, if this is for you, you should be getting awareness how some of those things weren't actually you. They were actually like coping skills and traumas that made you kind of feel these desires or these attractions or whatever. And as you're healing stuff, you're realizing that some of the things you thought you liked or things you thought you wanted, you actually don't. And is helping you to become who you actually are. So that's why you're not seeing where you're going. And that's why, like, when everything feels like it's falling apart, it's because it literally is. But as it's falling apart, it's only things that are falling apart that aren't good. Like, it's only things falling apart that you don't need anymore, that are not healthy. And everything else is being rebuilt. So you know that, though. Like, you would know that. And as I'm saying it, you'd probably be getting the messages, or you will be getting the messages, like, over the next few days of what you're actually building. So we got partnerships and alliance and heartache and loss, 33. Interesting, because this card keeps coming out, the partnership and alliance card. Not with heartache and loss, though. It feels like oof, damn, did I get some energy with that? Feels like a releasing of people, cords, energetic cords, karmic cords, like, just grieving and releasing. So, we've been talking about the past might be coming back up. It might be coming up in a different way right now. You might have old friends. I don't mean literally when I say the past comes up, like old people actually coming into your life physically. They could be coming into your thoughts or memories of them coming up. If they are, you will probably start noticing the pattern, or you will after I say this, is it's unresolved issues, or it's perceptions that you had that weren't accurate, or where you kind of stayed in relationships too long. Basically, it's more so seeing the truth of how your old relationships were and how old situations were, to help you actually release them. And I can actually speak on this for me too. This has been coming up Actually, a lot for me the last few days. So it's not funny. It's coming up in the raining no shit because I go through stuff too. But I've had both of my dad and my stepmom coming up, some of my sister stuff coming up, old friends, like, teenage shit, elementary shit, high school shit, young adult shit, exes, like, you name it, stuff that I didn't even realize was whatever. And I noticed that what's happening for me, I'll explain it like that because I feel like it's easier for me. I'm having like communication issues lately. It's easier for me. Can we blame the throat chakra? It's easier for me to explain it sometimes like that. So what I've noticed is this pattern is I'm starting to see people the way they actually were. So there was somebody that like, when I was younger, I felt really close to her, and I realized I tolerated a lot of shit that I shouldn't have tolerated because I was trying to gain her approval, but I was so young I didn't realize that's actually what I was trying to do. And I developed a lot of jealousy and a lot of comparison energy and a lot of things around that because other people were constantly like comparing me to her, and just, I don't want to get into the personal shit, but there was a lot of that crap going on. And funny enough, the shit that they were comparing us on is like fucking craziness. But I actually realized that she was very self-aware and knew what she was doing and actually was being manipulative to try to get what she wanted and trying to play fucking games. And I started seeing how I got into the people pleasing from a young ass age, how I got into this approval seeking. I started seeing how manipulative people were most of my life that I didn't even realize were. Starting to see patterns with old best friends that I had who all did very similar things to me, or exes who all did similar things to me. And I started seeing the patterns of all of that and where it started in my childhood, in my home, with my parents, with my siblings, with, childhood friends and, family. And as that's going on and as I'm seeing it, those cords are kind of being cut. So you're releasing all of that old trauma. You're releasing all of that old conditioning. And so like, the relationships I had with old best friends and exes and the cycles of those and seeing the patterns in them, all those patterns, the origin started in my fucking childhood. And like with my stepmom, my dad, or my siblings. So, and some family members and like family friends, and friends. So I started seeing those, and like, as you start healing them, that's where the cords get cut and you start grieving the old version of you. You start grieving the way that you used to be. You start seeing things in a different way. And it's painful, and there's anger, and there's sadness, and there's all kinds of fucking regret, shame, guilt. I can't even explain to you all the range of emotions I didn't even know were possible. And that's what's going on right now. So if you're not really aware of what's going on right now, if you kind of think into it, and that's why they're saying self-reflection again, you'll start seeing that's what's actually going on for you. And that might be why you're having that noise, having a lot of emotions. Can I just say also that reminded me of something? Random ass people keep popping in my fucking mind, and I literally keep almost wanting to vomit when I think of them. Like I go like this, and it's not even like being dramatic, because I don't think I'm a dramatic person, but like definitely expressive and passionate when I get excited about shit. But no, like literally I was had like somebody come up earlier, thank God I was outside, and like a thought with somebody that I was releasing, and I literally was like, oh, I'm like, please stop. I'm like, please stop thinking about them. Please stop this. I'm like, I literally feel like I'm gonna vomit. Their energy is so disgusting. And it's crazy because I've always known they're a fucking piece of shit. But like, as you start healing it, you could actually feel the energy and you're like, oh, I want to vomit. They're disgusting. What deck did I fucking pull from already? Did I only pull from one deck? Oh my God, my brain, it's like freaking 1 something in the morning. My brain is literally not functioning. I didn't pull from this deck, did I? No. Okay. Right? Yeah. Yes, I did. Oh my God, sorry. I'm like, yeah, I did. That's why I was like, let me look at the cards. All right, really, my brain is all over the fucking place. This happens sometimes when I go through shifts. This one. When I go through shifts, I kind of sometimes like lose track of shit. Like, my memory is normally really good, and as the shifts come up, I'm like, I forget things really easily, depending on which energy I'm in. I'm definitely getting like a lot of kids stuff though. I'm seeing like a lot of kids stuff right now. So like childhood stuff. They're saying like coming back to your youth though. Excuse me. And like where, like kind of how you used to be before all the shitty things happened to you. You're healing a lot of them. Like that. Okay. On the bottom, we got 4, 4, 8. We got another 8s and 2s. So we got 4s, 2s, 8s, even decibels. We got 4 of Gabriel. That's like a celebration card. I don't know, when I see this card, I always think of love, but that's because I'm like human version of Cupid. So can we just say love? Just because, why not? Okay, on the bottom we got Emperor and Justice. So both major arcanas, major changes, major life events. So with the Emperor card, this usually represents a lot of times the divine masculine, and I love the Justice card because it's usually about bringing like balance. But so what Spirit's saying is stand in your power, but in a healthy, stable way. Not like where you're fucking defensive or guarded, or you're controlling, or you're demanding. Stand in your power, like in a place of self-love. You don't need to over-explain shit to people. This is a thing that's been coming up too. Stop fucking explaining shit to people. Like, twice is usually enough. And like, if you're explaining it more than that, and give somebody space to take time to figure out what they want to do without you being up their fucking ass about it. But like, you shouldn't need to tell people something more than twice. They already fucking heard you. You know what I mean? So like, you don't have to keep repeating yourself to people. They got the message. That's what Spirit's saying. And they're also saying don't, like, that's like full standing in your power when you keep doing that, because you're trying to like control and get things like you want, and you're trying to like force people to do it. Truly standing in your power is expressing your needs and like expressing what you need, expressing what you want, but not chasing it, but not forcing it, but not controlling it. It's like, okay, I'm going to express that, and seeing what happens, giving it some space and time, focusing on yourself. If it continues to be an issue, or there continues to be problems, come back within yourself. Is this my trigger? Is this a trauma? Is this a need? Is this actually what I think it is? If it is, how do I address it? And kind of coming back into yourself. It's letting things go and letting people change certain things, letting the universe take control. It's like coming from a place of self-love though. And a lot of times you'll realize that what you actually desire and want, if you go within yourself, you'll realize that it's a trauma and it's like an unmet need. And when you give it to yourself, it almost doesn't even really matter. So, you know, standing in your power too is also like the self-reflection, which we're getting a lot of, is seeing what is going on with you and why you're emotionally reacting and why things are triggering you, why things are upsetting you. Because if there's something that's going on, there's something below the surface that needs like addressing. But I can't really say exactly what I want to say with the stand in your power, but I'm sure you get the point. I feel like there's something else that needs to be said about it. I just can't like freaking put my words to it. Like, on and off the last few days, my communication has just been shit. I feel like I can either speak really smooth like I normally do, or it's like I just can't fucking say what's going on up here. It just will not come out. With the Justice card, so with the two of them together, it's like standing up for what you want. Don't back down. Like, don't let people try to manipulate you or control you. Don't fucking chase shit. Don't run away and avoid shit either. Just stand in your power. Stand still. Also be patient with stuff. Things take time, guys. Just stop having unrealistic expectations and thinking things are going to just change like this. Try to be understanding of other people too, because you might not understand why people are the way they are. All right. Like, I know it's very general and vague, but you take what you need to take, and you'll understand what you need to understand. But with the Justice card, the words that keep coming to me are don't give up. which is at the bottom of the card. And it's like, if you know you want something, stop fucking running from it. Like, if you know you want something, then stay and wait and be patient. Are you waiting, or are you sitting and saying, okay, look, like, I'm also dealing with other stuff. I'm doing this. I'm growing. I'm healing. So are you really waiting, or are you just growing and trusting the process and doing what you need to so you're ready for whatever to come in? So even if it is waiting, who fucking cares? Like, why does that matter? Just be patient. If it's what you want and you know it's going to come in for you, then fucking wait. Like, who cares? I know, listen, I go through this too. So I go through it, and I had a bunch of conditioning that's been coming up with that crap. And I'm like, what I do is when I have those thoughts come up, I'm like, all right, what is it that I'm actually fucking worried about? And then I'll go into it and I go, does that really actually fucking matter? Like, does that really actually matter? And then like 99.5% of the time, it does not matter. And I'm like, okay, let that shit go. That's so dumb. But it does feel like balance is going to come. I'm getting, though, they're saying September 27th to me. So I'm thinking there was something that significant happened on the 27th that happened with you or another person, or some type of awareness or some type of shift or something. Because they're very specifically saying the 27th, September 27th to me. And it's some type of shift and some type of imbalance. Hold on. They want me to pull another card. What the fuck are you guys up to? This is so weird. They don't normally do readings like this. All right. What are we talking about with the 27th? Because they're not like letting me feel into it. They just want me to pull another card. Yeah or no? The fuck? The two of Ariel and two of Michael, which is really fucking weird, which is about balance, but it's two people. So it feels like some type of conflict, some type of imbalance. So this might relate to you and another person or something, or some type of situation where there was like some type of injustice is more so what I'm getting with this card. There was some type of injustice, some type of like imbalance. On the bottom of the two Michael card, it says find a compromise. So there might have been some type of epiphany you had, or some type of thing you had where there's like conflict, there's imbalance, there's injustice, something with that. But it's like Spirit's saying, like, if you had to make a decision and you're standing true to yourself, then why are you questioning your thoughts? Like, why are you questioning your decision? Like, you should stand in your power and like not let somebody take it. If somebody's trying to take it, I'd be asking why they're trying to take it. But it feels just like this conflict energy and just, I don't know, imbalance. But it feels like that situation that happened is actually happened to break shit down so you can get into true alignment of your path and true balance in your energies. Because it feels like that type of situation, whatever that was, they're showing me like you being dragged. So like almost like going where you didn't want to go. Like you're being pulled in a direction you didn't want to go. So this kind of disrupted it. And they're kind of showing me like this, like almost like an earthquake kind of shift energy. It disrupted it to help you actually see things in a little bit of a different way. But it feels like you're not totally seeing things the way they are. Like you're still hiding the truth from yourself for some reason is what it feels like. So I'm sure you get clarity when you're supposed to, but they're just saying it feels like you're hiding some truth from yourself. But it's once that opens up, it's going to actually bring balance because you're going to see something in a different way. I don't know. That's a really weird ass fucking message. I say weird because the way it's coming in, not that it's wrong, it's accurate as fuck, but the way it's coming in feels very specific. So that's why I'm like, which I find interesting because they've been telling me September 27th, fucking like the whole year was going to be a significant date. So it's interesting they brought it back up. and I'm trying to remember for myself, because I remember 2 different things happened that day for me. So I'm trying to remember. I'm gonna have to self-reflect after this and see if that was like a message for me too. It didn't feel like it though. It didn't feel like a message for me, but that's okay. King of Gabriel, 8 of Raphael, 2 of Gabriel. Hold on, we're putting that one to the side. So with the King of Gabriel and 8 of Raphael, okay, so the King of Gabriel feels like the masculine energy, and it says keep your eyes on the big picture. It feels like they're paying attention to like small things, like mundane things that really are not relevant. And it's like, allow spirit to kind of guide you with this, and whatever the situation is that you're trying to work toward, like allow spirit to guide you to it. Stop trying to hold on to like all the small fucking details and the problems. Like it feels like the masculine is trying to hold on to like all these small, like minor things that are just like irrelevant. And it feels like they're doing that to put blockages up to keep themselves safe. With the 8 of Raphael, this definitely feels like the feminine. I know we've gotten this a few times, and it feels like the feminine is like on this spiritual journey, receiving all these energies, kind of receiving spiritual gifts, feeling other people's stuff, but doesn't really understand what is going on. It is leading her to a path of abundance. It's leading her on a positive path, and she's being divinely guided, but she just doesn't really understand kind of where she's going or what's going on. So then we have the 2 of Gabriel. Great progress is possible. Important relationships with people who share your vision. And I will show you that card right there. So a lot of times when I get this, I usually think it has earth signs, or like you or another person is an earth sign or earth placement. And they're showing me the earth, which is why I'm saying that. Feels like 2 people who were on a really dark journey, and when they come together, it just brings like positivity and light, and it makes all things possible. That's what it feels like all things are possible. And I almost see this like smirking energy, like you guys already know that, like you already know it's possible and it's going to happen. Timing, divine timing might be something that's affecting you guys right now. But if divine timing is blocking you, there's a reason for it. There's a reason why they'd be blocking you. So there's obviously something that would need to happen for you to learn or something. So, all right, let's just get like another message. Ooh, I love it. We got foundation, transformation. On the bottom, we got understanding and humanity with energy. So immediately I get a lot of collective shifts, a lot of energetic shifts. They're saying a lot of light workers are helping collectively heal. So if you have a lot of stuff coming in that's not yours, and you know it's not yours, you're probably helping to heal other people, or you're doing energetic transmutation. With the understanding and humanity, this kind of feels like when I was saying about the Emperor card, in like try to be understanding to other people and why they are the way they are. Now, I'm going to say this. Okay. I'm not talking about manipulative people, and I'm not talking about malicious fucking people. There are people who purposely fucking do shit to hurt people. I don't give a fuck what trauma they went through. It's just inexcusable. Okay. So I'm not talking about those type of people, because those type of people are not people that you want to trust, obviously, because they're purposely trying to hurt you. They're purposely trying to bring you down. They do not support you. They do not, whatever. They're not good for you. So cut them the fuck out of your lives. There's really no reason that you should ever have people like that in your lives. I don't give a fuck. Like I cannot think of one logically good reason, one spiritually good reason ever. I don't give a fuck about their childhoods. I don't give a fuck about their trauma. We've all been through shit, and you're responsible for the way you act. With that being said, there are people who do react out of trauma, who do or say stupid shit sometimes, but they usually acknowledge it, they try to fix it and correct it. And what I'm getting is try to be more understanding and empathetic toward other people. If somebody is not doing something you would like, or that you desire or need or something like that, Try to go and ask them why. Try to understand them. Try to see what's going on with them. 2, try to come together as partners and as teammates and see what the fuck the problem is for both of you. People are not mind readers. Like for me, most of the time I can channel in and I can feel what's going on. Not always, but sometimes spirit will just send me the energy so I'll know. But I don't always know that shit. I need people. I'm like one of those people, like I was having this conversation with somebody and they're like, oh, that's what, oh, they were doing this. And I was like, you think so? And they're like, yeah. And then somebody else is like, yeah. And I was like, nah, I need direct shit. Like you got to directly tell me things. Like I'm not open to interpretation, black and white. Tell me this. Like, I don't want to analyze what the fuck you mean. Like if you say something, I'm going to take it literal as fuck. Like, that's just the way I am. I take shit literally. So when people don't communicate certain things, even if I can feel energy, I don't necessarily know or understand unless you tell me. I don't know how to explain it. But even people who feel energy or understand things at a deeper level, we understand that maybe there's a fear why you're acting like this, or maybe this. We don't always know what it actually is. And most people are fucking, able to do that. So like fucking communicate, like tell people why you have the things that you have and try to understand why they have them too. Understand yourself too though. Like that's the other thing is it's not just about understanding other people. It's understanding yourself and being empathetic toward yourself and being loving and kind toward yourself too. With the foundation and transformation, oof. So a lot of you guys, we've already been talking about this for like a million years. You're growing the foundation, like Spirit saying like the tree's about to blossom with some fruits, guys. Thank God. And you're almost done with this transformation. Like this cycle is almost complete. Like it keeps feeling like this energy of completion and like it's almost here, it's almost here, it's almost here. And then you're getting hit with stuff and you're like, oh, it's definitely almost here because this is like some, last minute fucking sweep up and like I'm good. And then it still keeps not coming. Try not to hold on to the outcome. Try not to hold on to the timing because they keep saying divine timing like a lot. And like somebody's worried about the timing. Try to see why you have a problem with the timing. What is the fear there? Why? What's the rush? What's the fear? What's going on with that? And kind of see that and try to just surrender to it, as annoying as it is, uncomfortable it is, about being patient. Try to just understand that if it's not here, you're just not ready for it to be here. And it's not that there's anything wrong with you. It just means that you probably have blockages or you have perception changes or conditionings or something that needs to shift or be released before this is whatever. Or maybe it's being prepared for you. Like you're being prepared, it's being prepared. And maybe it's just, taking a little bit more time for whatever reason that is. So everything that's meant to happen is always going to happen. You're never going to miss it. So I hope that this helps you guys. I hope you guys all have an awesome night.